Imagine a universe where Knull, the dark god of the symbiotes, was never imprisoned by his creations. Instead of being locked away, he remained a dominant force, spreading darkness and chaos across the cosmos for millions of years. This story shows us just how different and far more dangerous the Marvel Universe would look if the God of the Void had never been contained. As the story begins, Knull's ancient war against the Celestials escalates. Without being overthrown, Knull gains even more power, using his terrifying creation, the all-black Necrosword, not only to slaughter Celestials, but to harness their cosmic power. With each Celestial defeated, Knull absorbs their divine energy, making him stronger and more unstoppable than ever. His influence spreads like a virus, tainting every corner of existence. Knull's insatiable hunger for conquest leads him to create an ever-growing army of symbiotes, his dark children. These symbiotes, however, are bound not by individuality, but by the pure, ruthless will of their god. There's no rebellion, no spark of empathy that could drive them to defy Knull. Together, Knull and his symbiote horde scour the universe, draining planets of life, snuffing out stars, and leaving entire galaxies blanketed in shadow. As Knull's reach expands, Earth eventually falls within his line of sight. Unlike in the known Marvel Universe, where Earth has managed to evade or withstand cosmic threats through the combined efforts of its heroes, this time, Earth is hopelessly outmatched. Knull, wielding a cosmic power beyond comprehension, arrives at Earth in a devastating wave of darkness. His symbiote minions descend upon the planet, corrupting its ecosystems, reshaping its lands and poisoning its atmosphere. They infect people, animals, even the very soil and water. Humanity becomes part of Knull's hive, their free will erased as they succumb to his will, becoming vessels for his wrath. The Avengers, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, all gather to defend Earth. They throw everything they have at Knull, fighting with desperation and heroism. But this is no ordinary battle. Every hero who falls becomes part of Knull's ever-growing army. Knull's mastery of symbiotes means that even the strongest heroes, those who can resist or survive his corruption, are eventually overwhelmed. The mighty Thor is among the last to stand against Knull. With Mjolnir raised, he unleashes the full fury of Asgard, channeling lightning storms that could tear apart entire planets. But Knull, wielding the power of dead Celestials and his unholy Necrosword, counters Thor's godly strength. In a final, brutal clash, Knull emerges victorious, dragging Thor's broken body into his hive as a warning to all who would resist him. News of Earth's fall to Knull shakes the cosmos. The remaining alien empires, Kree, Skrull, Shi'ar, realize they must either bow to Knull or face obliteration. Driven to desperation, they consider forming an alliance, but the inherent mistrust between them complicates every attempt. Even the cosmic forces, the Watchers, Galactus, the Silver Surfer, are forced to intervene. But Knull, having devoured the Celestials and bound the universe's most powerful beings to his will, has already outgrown even these cosmic entities. Galactus, known as the Devourer of Worlds, becomes merely another pawn in Knull's arsenal. The Silver Surfer fights valiantly, but even he is eventually consumed, his cosmic essence fueling Knull's strength further. Within this void, only a small flicker of hope remains. Deep in the reaches of Knull's hive mind, a faint echo of rebellion stirs. It's Venom, or at least what's left of the original symbiote who once bonded with Eddie Brock on Earth. Through sheer will, Venom clings to fragments of its memories with Eddie and the concepts of free will and heroism. Gathering its last reserves of strength, Venom reaches out to a handful of other symbiotes, attempting to rekindle the spark of rebellion that could disrupt Knull's control. But Knull senses the disturbance, snuffing out each rebellion attempt with terrifying precision, asserting his dominance over the symbiote hive. Yet Venom persists. It forms a plan, one last attempt to challenge Knull's rule. It secretly reaches out to the remnants of Earth's consciousness trapped within Knull's hive, sparking memories of the Avengers, the X-Men, and countless fallen heroes. For a fleeting moment, the essence of these heroes rises within the hive, giving Knull a taste of what he most feared: defiance. But Knull crushes this insurrection ruthlessly, bearing the hero's essence deep within his mind. Venom's last stand against Knull's reign flickers and dies, leaving the god of the symbiotes to reign unchallenged. With the universe completely under Knull's control, his rule becomes one of profound, horrifying stillness. Every star fades, consumed by his darkness, leaving galaxies adrift in a cold, empty void. Planets that once teemed with life and color now float as barren, lifeless husks, shrouded in the black tendrils of symbiote corruption. The inhabitants who remain are silent puppets, bound eternally to Knull's will, existing only as echoes of his dark consciousness. Knull's throne, forged from the shattered remnants of fallen celestials, stands as a grim monument to his triumph. He sits, surrounded by silence, ruling over an empire where no one dares oppose him, because there is no one left who can. The concept of freedom has been erased, and even memory itself seems to fade in the vastness of his void. The universe exists now only as an extension of Knull's mind, a hollow reflection of his darkness, drained of all life, all vibrance, all hope. In this endless night, there is nothing left to challenge him, nothing left to conquer. Knull has achieved his ultimate goal, a universe molded in his image, where silence reigns supreme. But as he sits in this darkened throne, even Knull begins to sense a creeping isolation, a void so vast that even he cannot fill it. It's an emptiness beyond power or control, a bleak and terrible stillness that stretches on forever. And so the universe becomes a kingdom without purpose, a hollow void without end. In the absence of opposition, in the totality of his victory, even Knull finds himself bound by the silence he created. A dark god reigning over an eternal, meaningless night, where not even the faintest spark of hope remains.